Okay, a couple of examples on multiple angles. And again, I'll do them both ways. So, first thing you're going to have to do is divide by this root 2. So you need to get sine of 2x on its own before you can undo that sign, just to remind you of that. And if you're going into degrees, then 2 pi radians, 360 degrees. And then I need to change the domain to make it in terms of 2x. So I need solutions between 0 and 720 degrees. Then you undo the sign to get 2x. So shift sign 1 over root 2 will give you 2x is equal to 45 degrees. And then we need all the solutions between 0 and 720. Remember, you're expecting 2 solutions in 360 degrees, unless you're on zeros, ones, or minus ones. So just be a bit careful with those. Right, so I'm working with a normal sine curve, and you go forwards 45 and back 45. Which gives me 135. Or, so I need to go right up to 720. Once you've got your 2 solutions, really the easiest way to do this is you can just add 360 onto them, and that will take you to your next 2 solutions on the sine curve. So I'm doing 45 plus 360, which is 405. Run out of room, or 495 degrees, so 135 plus 360. Then you need to divide by 2, so it's a little bit arduous. I haven't got that as a decimal, so I'm just going to write 45 over 2. So 135 over 2, 405 over 2, or 495 over 2. And then converting to radians, then you times by pi, divide by 180, and you will end up with pi by 8, 3 pi by 8, and then 9 pi by 8, or 11 pi by 8. So that's working in degrees and then converting to radians. If you want to work in radians, just to show you, it's less work, but if it's too much all at once, go with this one. You might slowly convert, you may not. I've had A-star students do this way the whole way through, and I've had A-star students that don't. So it's one of those, really. But anyway, I'll take it from here. So if you have your calculator in radians mode, that will give you that 2x is pi by 4. And then if you go into your sine curve, to get to your other solution, this is pi radians, not 180 degrees, but on pi radians. So you go forwards pi by 4, back pi by 4 from pi. So that will give me 3 pi by 4. And then to get to the next solution along, I'm adding 2 pi on, which gives me 9 pi by 4. And then adding 2 pi on to 3 pi by 4 gives me 11 pi by 4. And then you can divide 3 by 2. And you need to make sure you get your order of operations right for these as well. They're good to do again, actually, because they're, by the time you get into second year trig properly, you need to be able to just do these without having to think too much about them. So, good bit of revision. Right, there's that one. I'm hoping my phone won't run out. If it does, I'll just carry on from where it runs out. I'll do one more. So cos x plus pi by 6 equals a half between minus pi and pi. So again, you could work in degrees. So cos x plus 30 equals a half for minus 180 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 180. Then you change this domain, so I want x plus 30 in here, so I need to add 30 to everything. I've still got a gap of 360 degrees, so I'm looking for two solutions between here and here. So if you do shift cos a half, you get x plus 30 is equal to 60. Cos curve between minus 150 and 210, so I need to come back a bit on my cos curve. So there's my cos curve. I've got a solution at 60. The other one is going to be at minus 60, and we're looking for 2 unless you're at 1s, 0s or minus 1s, in which case I would just look at the graph. So two solutions, so it's 60 minus 60 and then taking away 30 from both of them. And then converting to radians, pi by 6, or x equals negative pi by 2. Or calculating radians mode, so you do shift cos of a half, that will give you that x plus pi by 6, so I'm coming from here now, is equal to pi by 3. Or, and then you'd need to come into here, this is pi by 2, so pi by 3 is sitting here, and then the other one is at minus pi by 3. So x plus pi by 6 is minus pi by 3, and then if you subtract pi by 6 from each of those, you end up obviously with the same answer. Something's gone horribly wrong. So you end up with x equals pi by 6 or x equals negative pi by 2. The other thing I should have said is you should change your limits at this stage here by adding pi by 6. So it would be minus 5 pi by 6 is less than or equal to x plus pi by 6 is less than or equal to 7 pi by 6. So you're kind of thinking in radians a lot more there, but you may find that just happens over time. But if that's kind of getting a bit too like, oh, I didn't like them the first time around and now it's got loads of pi's in it, and you want to work in degrees and convert, it really is fine.